Oh shoot, what is the name of it? Hold on, give me a second. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Big City B. I'm B for those of you who are just joining for the first time. So this video is going to be my June wrap up for the books that I read this month. It's gonna be pretty quick because you guys already know the books that I read this month. Let's get started. So for this month, I was actually able to read 5 books. 4 of them were part of the reading challenge this month, but then I did get 1 book outside of that challenge, so pat myself on the back, feel pretty good about that one. Here are the books that I read this month in order of when I read them. The first book is The Bees by Laline Paull. This book I give a 3 honeypots to. I really enjoyed it, but I probably wouldn't read it again, although I did really like the concept of following bees in their home environment and not really having any human characters besides like 2 pages of a couple one-off human characters. And I really enjoyed the beeanizing of human things. There were some prayers in there that were reworded, so they dealt a little bit more with the hive and bee life, which I thought was funny. The second book that I read this month was Fragments Under Glass by Siegal. And I read this book because my grandmother recommended it to me. It is a Holocaust memoir by a woman who lives in my grandmother's retirement community. And I've read quite a few Holocaust memoirs, but this one was unique in that it was from the perspective of a Dutch Jew, and I had never read any memoirs from Dutch Jews, so I found that really interesting. Also, her poetry is really nice in the book. So I give this one 3 honeypots as well. For the third book that I read this month, The Hazel Wood by Melissa Albert. This one I give a 4 honeypots. It is the first one in the Hazel Wood series, and now I read a lot of series, like first in a series books this month, and I love it, but I also hate it because now I have 2 new series that I want to finish, and I already have so many series on my TBR that I need to finish. But I'm gonna do it, guys. I'll eventually get to all of them and I'll complete a series one day. The 4th book that I read this month was 3 Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake. This was another first of a series. I think this one, from what I saw on Amazon, was one of 5. And I think the Hazel Wood is one of 3. But this one I really enjoyed as well, and I gave 4 honeypots to. I thought the premise of 3 triplet sisters competing for the crown of queen was really interesting and also really messed up, but I enjoyed it that it was a little bit dark. The 5th and final book that I read this month was The Fortune Teller by Gwendolyn Womack. I also gave this book a 4 honeypots, but I was on the edge. Like, I'm not doing half honeypots just because that would be a pain in the butt to edit half of a honeypot for like an image. The only thing I didn't like about this book was that it's not part of a series. I know I just complained about reading a bunch of firsts in a series, but this one I wanted to know where it went after the book was finished, and I was a little disappointed that we didn't get a no, but I liked Gwendolyn's writing a lot, and I'm interested in reading some of her other books. So for the month of June, I can say that I completed the Make Your Myth Taker Challenge. Whoop, whoop. So that was exciting, and yes, I know I procrastinated. I procrastinated like no other. I read The Bees at the beginning of June like I was supposed to, like I should have, and then The Hazel Wood, I read half of it, and then I kind of stopped. And then it got to be the last week in June, and I was like, oh crap, I need to read 2.5 books. Yeah, that wasn't good, but you live and you learn. Now I know, don't procrastinate reading challenges. In addition, it was just another good month for June because, once again, none of my books were below a 3 honeypot, which means I enjoyed reading them, which is, you know, always a good point when I'm reading books. I like to enjoy the things that I read, you know? Alrighty guys, that's all I have for you. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and make sure you're subscribed for my future videos. Bloopers come out on Wednesdays and book reviews come out on Thursdays. All the best always. Bye!